If you've been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you already know the deal with Hawkeye. He's the guy who doesn't just hit every target with pinpoint accuracy. He's also the guy who seemingly has an infinite supply of arrows in a quiver that should have run dry minutes ago. Ever wonder what the deal is with his endless supply? Well, today we're diving into the secrets behind that legendary marksmanship and everything leading up to this moment. The story kicks off exactly where Thor left off. Loki didn't just lose the battle for the throne of Asgard, he practically destroyed the realm in the process. Stripped of his pride and power, he's drifting through the void of space, essentially exiled, until fate, or rather the Chitauri, finds him. The leader of the Chitauri army easily spots the insatiable hunger for power burning in Loki's mind, so he gifts him a scepter capable of mind control and begins teaching him how to harness ancient cosmic forces. This isn't just some fancy staff, it's a tool that can brainwash anyone it touches and tap into the Tesseract, the most powerful cube in the universe, to open portals across the cosmos. Loki strikes a deal. The Chitauri help him conquer Earth, and in exchange, he hands them the Tesseract. Cut to Earth, where S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury and Dr. Eric Selvig are deep in research on the Tesseract. Suddenly, the cube starts acting up. The whole facility is shaking like it's in the middle of a massive earthquake. Massive waves of energy erupt from the cube, flooding the room with a blinding light. And just like that, a portal rips open. Before anyone can react, Loki and Hawkeye step through. Loki immediately goes on the offensive, blasting everything in sight. Guards start firing back, but Loki swats them away like flies. As reinforcements pour in, Loki uses his scepter to dismantle them with ease. After all, he's a divine being, and these earth weapons are basically toys to him. He spots Hawkeye, realizes the guy has grit, and uses the scepter to brainwash him, turning him into his personal puppet. Fury tries to pack up the Tesseract and get out, but Loki catches him red-handed. He reveals his identity and makes it clear the cube is the only thing he cares about. He then brainwashes Dr. Selvig too. Hawkeye, clearly in control of the room, tells Fury he's just wasting time since the facility is about to blow. He takes a shot at Fury and they make their move. As they're trying to escape, Agent Hill runs into them, but she doesn't realize Loki and Hawkeye have turned traitor. She's just confused. Fury tries to warn her over the radio, but it's too late. Hawkeye fires a clean shot, they jump into a vehicle, and they're gone. Hill tries to pursue, but Loki blasts their car with a scepter, stopping her dead in her tracks. Meanwhile, the base is collapsing, but luckily Fury manages to get to the surface and escape via helicopter just in time. Watching his life's work turn to rubble, Fury is furious and swears he'll make Loki pay. Seeing Loki get away with the Tesseract, he knows regular human weapons won't cut it against this kind of cosmic threat. He pulls the trigger on the Avengers initiative. He orders Agent Coulson to track down every superpowered individual on the list. First up is Black Widow, who's currently in a mess of trouble, captured by some hostile forces. Just as they're about to start the interrogation, the leader gets a call. It's Agent Coulson. Under the pressure of that conversation, the captors hand the phone to Widow. As soon as she hears the mission, she drops the act, breaks her binds, and tears through the guards. She's moving so fast, neutralizing enemies before they even know what hit them. She's taking them down with precise, brutal efficiency, breaking bones and clearing the room. Once the dust settles and she's standing tall, Coulson gives her the briefing. She needs to recruit the Hulk, Dr. Bruce Banner. Coulson, meanwhile, heads out to find Tony Stark. A few days later, Widow finds Banner in India, using a young girl to coax him out into the open. She's terrified that if he gets angry, the Hulk will come out and destroy everything. She explains the situation. The Tesseract is emitting a gamma signature so weak that current tech can't track it. Since Banner is the world's leading expert on gamma radiation, they need his brain, and if things go sideways, they definitely need the other guy. After some convincing, Banner agrees. Meanwhile, Fury tracks down the man who just woke up from a 70-year ice nap, Captain America. You remember how the last movie ended. Even after 70 years on ice, Cap never stopped training. He was ready to jump back into the fight the second he was needed, and that time is now. Around the same time, Coulson meets with Tony Stark. After looking at the files, Tony is immediately hooked on the Tesseract. You remember how Iron Man 2 ended? Tony wasn't exactly into the whole team-up thing, but with the world facing a cosmic threat, he's not just gonna sit on the sidelines. Soon, Cap and Banner arrive on the helicarrier. Cap is so blown away by the tech that he tries to pay his way like it's a taxi. Meanwhile, the brainwashed Selvig and Hawkeye are working fast. They've basically finished building the device to open the portal. Loki, now in a sharp suit, crashes a high-end gala. He knocks out a guard with the scepter and uses a hostage's retina scan to get the info he needs to finish the device. Once they have everything, Loki doesn't just leave, he wants to make a statement. He thinks these wealthy humans are nothing but ants. He creates clones of himself to surround the crowd, forcing everyone to their knees, preaching about how humans were born to be ruled. An old man stands up to him, and Loki is about to blast him when out of nowhere, Captain America shows up with that iconic shield. Black Widow's jet arrives, locking on to Loki. Loki tries to strike, but Cap blocks it with a shield, though the force sends him flying back. Cap doesn't back down. He throws the shield, but Loki keeps landing hits, eventually getting the upper hand in the brawl. Suddenly, a thunderclap echoes through the sky. Thor has arrived. Loki looks genuinely worried. He knows who's coming. Tony suits up and blasts out of the plane. Thor lands a massive hit with his hammer, sending Tony spinning, then grabs his brother and jumps off the ship. Tony is right behind them, ignoring Cap's orders to stand down. Cap follows in a glider, and once they land, Thor demands Loki hand over the Tesseract and come home to Asgard. Loki claims he doesn't know where it is. Thor is about to bring down the hammer when in a flash, Iron Man slams into him, and the real fight begins. Thor blasts his brother, sending him crashing into the forest, and the fight is on. Thor hurls his hammer, which sends Tony flying 5 miles away, but Iron Man doesn't quit. He counters with his own relentless attacks, pinning Thor against a tree before flying in and delivering a massive kick. Thor is completely enraged now, summoning lightning from the sky, but he has no idea that the electricity is actually charging Tony's suit and boosting his power levels. Tony redirects that energy, slamming into Thor with a powerful strike that leaves both of them wounded on the ground. Thor's hammer slips from his grip, but even without his weapon, his raw fighting strength is something to behold. He lands a brutal hit and catches Tony's arm, locking him in place. Just as they're locked in this intense struggle, Captain America steps in and orders them to stand down.
You want me to put the hammer down?
After a lot of tension, they finally calm down and bring Loki back to the helicarrier as a prisoner. As they pass by the holding cells, Loki flashes a mysterious smile. Fury locks him in a specialized cage designed specifically to hold the Hulk. If Loki tries to escape, the floor will open and he'll plummet thousands of feet to his death. Loki knows exactly what this cage is, which is why he stands in front of the camera and starts pushing everyone's buttons. He asks Fury exactly what he's planning to gain by getting his hands on the Tesseract. Loki's words plant seeds of doubt among the Avengers, making them suspicious of each other. Meanwhile, Tony secretly plants a hacking device on Fury's computer and orders Jarvis to dig up every secret S.H.I.E.L.D. is hiding. Cap, who claims to follow the rules, sneaks down to the armory and starts digging for information himself, where he finds a weapon of massive destructive power. Tony, meanwhile, hacks the S.H.I.E.L.D. servers and finds something that stuns the whole team. S.H.I.E.L.D. has been using the Tesseract's power to secretly build weapons of mass destruction. Banner suspects these weapons were designed specifically to take him or the Hulk down. Fury stops hiding the truth and comes clean, explaining that after Thor was banished to Earth by Odin, Loki sent a robot called the Destroyer that leveled an entire town. That event proved to Fury that there are advanced civilizations out there with power far beyond our imagination. He explains that these weapons weren't built to fight Asgardian gods, but to protect Earth from the unknown threats lurking in the cosmos. Even with his explanation, the team starts pointing fingers, everyone convinced the others of the problem. Just as the internal fighting hits a peak, Hawkeye uses the intel Loki gave him to track the location of the invisible helicarrier. He hits the engine room with an explosive arrow. The blast forces everyone to scramble for battle. Cap and Tony suit up, but the impact sends Banner and Black Widow plummeting into a lower deck. Widow's leg gets pinned under heavy debris, and Banner, sensing his rage building, is on the verge of turning into the Hulk. Hawkeye's team arrives at that exact moment. He orders some soldiers to guard the engines while the rest go to spring Loki. Down below, Banner loses control and transforms into the Hulk, tearing the ship apart. Hearing the Hulk's roar, Loki smirks. This was his goal all along. As Hulk closes closes in on her, Widow manages to keep him at bay with one hand. Thor arrives just in time to intervene. He starts fighting the Hulk without his hammer, but he's no match for that level of raw strength. Hulk delivers a 10-ton blow, forcing Thor to strike back. The hit slows the Hulk down, but it only makes him angrier. He starts clawing at the ship's wing. Fury sends a fighter jet to distract him, but Hulk attacks the plane. The pilot punches out, and thankfully his parachute deploys, but the jet explodes, sending the Hulk tumbling away. Outside the ship, Cap and Tony struggle to repair the engine, but Loki's men attack, forcing Cap into a fight. Meanwhile, Hawkeye infiltrates the control room and fires an arrow, disabling the systems. With 2 of the 4 engines already dead, the ship starts to tilt dangerously. Tony manages to get the turbine turning again by using his own armor's power. Thor heads to the holding cell, only to find the cage empty. He lunges for Loki, but it's a trap. He's caught in an illusion and ends up locked inside the cage instead. Just as Loki hits the button to drop Thor to his death, Agent Coulson arrives, armed with the weapon designed to take down the destroyer. It works on Loki too.
Want to find out?
Loki hits the switch anyway, and Thor drops with the cage, but a second before impact, he smashes through the floor and uses his powers to escape. Meanwhile, Black Widow is ordered to take down Hawkeye. They engage in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. Hawkeye's bow is useless against her, and he's no match for her skills. Finally, after a stern reminder from Widow, he snaps out of his brainwashed state and comes back to his senses. Black Widow regains her senses and is hit with the crushing weight of the atrocities she committed while under Loki's control. Consumed by guilt, she vows that she will take Loki down for everything he's done. Outside, Tony and Captain America scramble to get the helicarrier's engines back online. They succeed and the ship stabilizes, but it's too late. Loki has already slipped away. To make matters worse, Agent Coulson is killed in the chaos. The newly formed Avengers are shattered. Nobody expected their first mission to end in such a devastating loss. With the team fractured, Thor and the Hulk missing, and the mission in ruins, everyone's focus shifts to one goal: stop Loki and recover the Tesseract. As Tony and Cap talk it over, the pieces finally fall into place. They realize Loki's ego is his biggest weakness. He's a showman who craves attention, so he's going to choose the most iconic spot in the city to make his stand. That spot is Stark Tower, where the arc reactor is housed. They know this is exactly where he'll open the portal. Cap immediately rallies the team and they take off in their jet, defying military orders to stand down. Fury doesn't stop them either. He knows that using Coulson's death as a rallying cry is the only way to unite the Avengers. Tony arrives first. Dr. Selvig is on the roof, already working the Tesseract to power the portal. When Tony demands he shut it down, Selvig admits it's too late. Tony tries to blast the machine with his gauntlets, but the Tesseract's energy shield knocks him back. Since his Mark 7 armor isn't ready for deployment, they have to buy time until the others arrive. Tony walks up to Loki, pouring a drink, playing it cool while he stealthily activates the remote recall for his suit. Loki tries to brainwash Tony with the scepter, but it fails. Tony smirks. Performance issues, huh? Not uncommon. 1 out of every 5. Furious, Loki grabs Tony by the throat and tosses him out the window. As Tony plummets, the Mark 7 armor flies to him, assembling around his body mid-air. He blasts back up, hits Loki with a shoulder check, and sends him flying. Just then, the Tesseract flares, and the portal rips open. Swarms of Chitauri soldiers pour through, launching their attack on New York City. Tony heads out to intercept, but there are simply too many of them to hold back alone. The Chitauri begin tearing the city apart, leaving the civilians helpless.
That's when the rest of the Avengers arrive. Hawkeye maneuvers his jet into position, but Loki blasts it out of the sky. Thankfully, the 3 inside survive and hit the ground running. They split up to handle the chaos. Captain America takes charge of civilian evacuation, barking orders to the police. A squad of Chitauri pin him down, but Cap uses his tactical genius to outmaneuver them, proving to the cops that he's the one to follow. Meanwhile, Thor tries to talk his brother down, But when that fails, he launches into a brawl, throwing Loki to the ground and slamming him hard. Loki manages to scramble away, boarding a Chitauri craft and leading the charge through the city. Suddenly, a massive Leviathan emerges from the portal. Tony is overwhelmed by the size of the beast and lures it toward a desolate part of the city. The team is still missing their heaviest hitter, but before Tony can sweat it, Banner rides up on a beat-up motorcycle. Tony lures the Leviathan right to him. Hulk steps up and delivers a massive punch that rips through the creature's armor. And Tony finishes it off with a missile. The remaining grunts, seeing this, actually recoil in fear. The Avengers have officially assembled, and the epic battle for New York began. At Loki's command, the Chitauri pour out of the portal like locusts. Tony puts Cap in charge of the battle strategy, and the team falls into rhythm. Hawkeye takes a perch, calling out enemy movements. Tony guards the perimeter. Thor calls down lightning to hold the portal's edge. Widow and Cap handle the ground game. Thor climbs to the top of the tower, using lightning to fry any Chitauri trying to fly out. Hawkeye, from his vantage point, coordinates every shot. When another Leviathan bears down on civilians, the Hulk charges, flips it over, and beats it into submission with Thor's help. Widow realizes this is a losing battle. The portal has to be shut down. She heads for the roof to take control of the device. Cap helps her hijack a Chitauri speeder, but Loki spots them. A chase ensues, but Hawkeye nails the landing, pinning Loki down.
I got it.
Before Loki can react, the Hulk lunges, smashing him into the floor like a ragdoll until the god finally stops fighting. Meanwhile, Widow reaches the control room. Dr. Selvig, now free from the mind control, tells her that only Loki's scepter can close the portal. But the scepter is still on the ground. How will she get it? Another Leviathan looms. Tony's armor is running low on power. He makes a split-second heroic call. He cranks his thrusters, flies straight into the Leviathan's gaping maw, and blows it up from the inside. Tony's suit dies, and he's out of the fight. Hawkeye keeps firing, though. Earlier, we wondered how he had so many arrows. The truth is, he fought for an hour with only 30 arrows. He's that good. He designed his arrows with modular heads so he could scavenge them from the field and re-tip them on the fly. It was pure tactical brilliance. Meanwhile, the World Security Council decides to nuke New York to contain the threat. Fury manages to stop one missile, but another jet is already inbound with a nuke, heading straight for the city. Fury reaches out to Tony on an emergency channel, warning him that a nuclear missile is just 3 minutes away from hitting New York, which would turn the entire city into ashes. With no other options, Tony diverts every last drop of power from his suit into his thrusters, breaking through the swarm of enemies and flying straight toward the incoming nuke. By now, the battle is dragged on, and despite the endless waves of Chitauri, the Avengers are exhausted, fighting with whatever strength they have left. Black Widow manages to get her hands on Loki's scepter and makes her way to the Tesseract machine to shut the portal down. She tells the team she's ready to close it, and Captain America gives the green light, but Tony cuts in, ordering them to wait. He's caught the missile and is piloting it straight toward the Chitauri mothership, planning to take out their power source in one shot. The catch? His suit doesn't have enough power left for him to make it back to Earth. The team on the ground has no idea he's about to make the ultimate sacrifice. Tony burns the last of his suit's energy, guiding the missile into the mothership and detonating it in a massive explosion. With the mothership gone, the Chitauri army loses its connection and drops to the ground instantly. As the shockwave from the nuclear blast starts to reach Earth's atmosphere, Cap orders Widow to close the portal immediately. Thankfully, Tony tumbles through the closing portal just a split second before it seals shut. He hits the pavement hard. And for a terrifying moment, he doesn't move. Everyone thinks he's gone. Then a massive booming roar from the Hulk jolts Tony awake. He gasps for air, opens his eyes, and the first thing he asks is, "Please tell me nobody kissed me." Meanwhile, Loki is still trying to get back on his feet when the Avengers surround him, capturing him for good. They slap a muzzle on him so he can't cause any more trouble. Thor takes Loki and the Tesseract back to Asgard to face justice. The world is saved from certain doom, and the heroes finally go their separate ways to get back to their lives.
The final scene shows one of the alien survivors reporting back to their master. He's terrified, warning that fighting humanity was a mistake. Their master slowly stands up, turns around, and flashes a cold, sinister, and mysterious smile. And that's a wrap on the first Avengers movie. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.